I wanted to talk quickly about data privacy and responsible use of data and AI. There was a Pew study that came out a few days ago that found that 70% of people have little or no trust in companies to make responsible decisions about how they use AI on their products. It also found that like 4 in 5 people don't trust that data is going to be used in the way that it was originally intended. And I think people are pretty smart here. What they're reacting to is large technology companies using bigger and bigger data sets to build their models. A lot of the models being used in deep learning, like convolutional neural networks or backpropagation algorithm, or even the transformer, are not new. Like transformer is itself 5 years old, the model behind large language models. And in general, the progress in the field of deep learning has been enabled not so much by algorithms, but more by scale in compute and scale in the data sets being used, which are increasingly broad in their scope. If you take, for instance, Common Crawl, which is just the internet being used to train modern large language models, or large image data sets from public images being used to train generative diffusion models like DALL-E. And people are reacting to, hey, I put my data out on the internet, my emails, my documents that were intended for one purpose, and now they're being gobbled up by large tech companies and being used to train these big models. That's not what I intended. And I think that they're on to something. In general, in terms of mindful use of data, efficient use of data, machine learning models are very dumb. They basically model what's called the data generating process, which is the range of data that was in the original data set. And if it's a very narrow data generating process, you can use smaller models, less compute, to build a model that's equivalently accurate. But if you want to build something really broad and general purpose, where you don't even know how it's going to be used later, so you can't know if it's the way the data was originally intended to be used, like in a large language model, you're more likely to be disaligned with the original data set's intended purpose. And so at GridSpace, we operate a platform called GridSpace Mixer, where for our Grace voice bot and for our Sift Analytics product, we actually have people simulating calls where they talk to each other in a simulated call center context and then label those data sets so that we can, in a very focused and mindful way, build our models in a way that's much more resource efficient and is much more aligned with the original intended purpose of the data set. And so I think that people are reacting to something real here, and I think it's a pretty good point that people are worth thinking about. So we've linked to the Pew study in the description of the video, and thank you guys for watching.